Hello everyone. I'm not quite sure how many people are going to turn up for this, but we'll see. It's the right way around at least. But this is to discuss the Indie Horror Book Club for May, Lenka. But I just thought I'd check in as well. I'm doing okay, pretty much most of the time. It's a bad day today, but we'll get by. We'll be all right. We'll keep going. And you won't have my pink hair much longer because I'm going to get rid of the pink. Go back to my original white, which is white underneath. So that'll be a shock for everyone, won't it? But yeah. So I don't know if anyone's actually going to turn up. So tell me how you been. Hi, Katie. Nice to see you. I'm not sure he's going to turn up from the Indie Horror Book Club because it's kind of a last minute thing. But we'll see. And if nobody turns up, then I'll just go and carry on with my evening. Hi, Meals. You all right? It's been a bad day today. But hello, sweetheart. I hope you're okay, love. I hope you've had a good day. Have you got some reading done? So yes, I've had a quiet day today because I haven't been very well. So yeah, but I promised I'd come on. So here I am to talk about Lenka. Yeah, remembering this. I'm impressed. Hi, Katie. Thank you. So hugs back, darling. Yeah, I know. Remembering. Well, I have a trouble with that at the moment myself, to be honest with you. Remembering stuff is not what I'm good at the moment. I've got to be honest. But yeah, I've just been reading mainly today, and did you enjoy it, Song of Achilles? I'm not good with Greek myths, you know. It's because I studied Greek mythology and I find them too annoying. There's people trying not to quit on the live. It drives me mad. Yeah, I find them a bit unnecessary. It broke you. Yeah, a lot of people have said that who enjoyed it. I haven't tried to read it because everyone I've read so far, I've just been like, no, that didn't happen. And I know in fiction, there's kind of, there has to be a little bit of, yeah. I don't know how to do that. Are you, Kelly? Nice to see you, my darlings. I hope you're well in Brum. Looking forward to coming in August. So looking forward to it. It's going to be fun, I reckon. There's going to be interviews on the stage. A couple of the authors are doing interviews. I'm actually doing like a vlog. I'm going to be wandering around, talking to the authors, and interviewing them and doing a vlog. We should be all over everywhere at some point. So that should be fun. Oh, she got degrees, has she? Madeline Miller. I don't know. I don't know if it's my thing really. I've just been reading horror all day today. Actually enjoyed it too. So it was good fun. It's a beautiful day here today. Very warm and but yeah, so Birmingham's going to be brilliant, I reckon. It's going to be good fun. I hope you can come, Kelly. It'd be lovely to meet you. It's free entry and I've designed the bookmarks for it now. I've also, if any of you are in the Indie Horror Book Club, I don't know if there is any of them here, then I have done little bookmarks and things for the Indie Horror Book Club that I'll be sending out as well, if you want them. So that'll be fun. But yeah, I'll be wandering around talking to the authors, and I know most of them, they're good friends. So I'll be catching them like on the, it will be kind of informal. And so it should be fun. I'm hoping so anyway. Really looking forward to meeting them all finally. They've been so lovely to me while I've been, been grieving. So, but yeah, we're here to talk about Lenka by S.C. England, which is an occult horror. This was the May book for the... I will, Kelly. Yeah, I will. Drop your message, darling. for the May book for the Indie Horror Book Club. And Sarah England, SC England is Sarah England. She's a UK indie author. She writes a lot of occult horror. The most famous one by her is called the Tanner's Dell trilogy, and which is brilliant, but very, very dark, much like this, but much darker. It really was a story. It's basically the story of a girl called Eva. And she starts off where she sent the story of her life to her friend Nikki, who she knew when she was a child. And he tells the story of when she went to her great-grandmother's, or a grandmother, I think, is it grandmother? Grandmother. Holy water. Sorry, that made me laugh. Baba Lenka in Bavaria, which is part of the Czech Republic now, but used to be Germany. And when she gets there, it's all very weird, and everybody's frightened of Baba Lenka, even though she's now dead. And so they do this. These people turn up. There's this weird ritual with her, and as they're carrying the coffin away, they drop the coffin, and all the stuff rolls out, and a poppet, basically a straw poppet, falls at the feet of Eva, and she picks it up and puts it in her pocket. Doesn't think about it, even though her mum was warned her. Don't take anything from your grandmother. Don't take anything. So anyway, the funeral takes place. They go back to Yorkshire, a little ex-mining village in Yorkshire, and it all goes to hell. She starts seeing Baba Lenka in a wardrobe, coming out of a wardrobe, lying on the pillar next to her. That's actually a really freaky image, don't you think? Hello. And she asks her to accept the gift, and she's very, very frightened. She gets very, very ill, and she ends up basically, ruining her parents' life pretty much because she can't function. She gets sent to her grandparents, her paternal grandparents, who are Earl and Maud. Is it Earl and Maud? Earl and Maud, I think. And he's a right misogynistic idiot. Grandmother's frightened of him. Everybody in the village is frightened of him. And they basically, treat her like she's a pain. And while she's there, she decides to accept Baba Lenka into her life. And she learns Baba Lenka's life story of how she was, basically fooled by her mother to accept the gift from her grandmother and the trauma that involved. And basically she becomes a blood witch, a Bluthex, I think it's called. And but other people in the world from very, very nefarious organisations who supposedly run the whole world. These people they have conspiracy theories about, where they think, all these people have got, all these powerful people are really lizards, it's the same kind of thing. But they basically run the world, and they use her power to cause dissent and destruction to get money and power and fame. So eventually Baba Lenka is sent to her uncle to learn the ways, the ways of the city. And she gets taken on by a private tutor who it turns out is part of this cult, which is called, I've written it down somewhere, it's called the something of the Black Sun. And she gets initiated in. The first part of the initiation is she gets her biggest fear, which is snakes. The second one is she gets, locked into a cage for 3 or 4 days. And the third one is she gets drowned and reborn. And then she has an initiation where she has to take her life. And then she starts working for the organisation. Then it flips back to Eva. She's now 16. And she can do stuff. She can make people think stuff. She can do stuff with her mind. Then her grandfather. What did you think, by the way, of the scene with the grandfather? Can't talk about it much on here because obviously I'll get banned. But a grandfather turns out to be a bit of a rotten person. So she curses him that he basically gets full of gangrene and dies. And so then she finds out that her dad has not actually disappeared and he's actually living around the corner. And her mum's in a mental institution. She goes to visit her mum and her mum tells her the full story of what she's accepted. Because by this point, if Eva doesn't commit crime and unalive people, then she starts getting blisters and sores all over her body. And so she's working in a nursing home. Yeah, I agree. He got gangrene in his nether regions, which spread through his body. Killed him, basically. That's how the granddad died. Anyway, she's been unaliving patients so that she doesn't get all these scars all over her face. And her mum tells her, actually, it's all an illusion. None of this is true, actually. What these people are doing is manipulating you. And she's fallen in love with a boy called Luke, who it turns out is just as bad. He's the one who leads her in. All of these women, all the way through the history, are led astray by falling in love with the wrong person who manipulates them into using their power. At the end, she says that she's done a year's training and then she's going to do the initiation. But when it comes to the point when she's got to sacrifice and unalive someone, she is going to bring down the order. And it ends there. There's a couple of things about that. What do you think she did to cause the maximum amount of disruption? Bearing in mind that the power... Oh, this is called Babalenka, darling. Gems, is it? Babalenka by Sarah England. It's an occult horror. It's quite extreme in places. There's quite a lot of explicit content in there. I think she did too, Meals. I think she sacrificed herself because she has no children. And the power that she can funnel through herself has to be passed down through the matriarchal line. She has no children, so I think that's what she does. I think she unalives herself to stop it from carrying on. But I love Sarah England. I think she's a fantastic author. And I really, really enjoyed this book. I read it again this time. I read it a couple of years ago, and it's such a good book. It really talks about the manipulation of women and then women coming into their own power, right? So a lot of people I've spoken to who couldn't come tonight said that they found the ending really frustrating. I like the ambiguous endings. I like an ambiguous ending, right? Now I was screenshot it. Yes, of course. I'll cover my face. There you go. Babalenga. Have you got it, love? It's on Kindle Unlimited, by the way. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, then, it's free to read. All of Sarah's books are on Kindle Unlimited. She's such an excellent writer. Yes, she is. I really recommend her. She's a UK writer and or independently published. And she writes 2 or 3 books a year, and she's an auto buy for me. I buy everything she writes. But every male and a lot of women in this book manipulated these women to do exactly what they wanted. Because Babalenka, even though at some point, because it hints at the fact that she manipulated Hitler and that she caused World War II, right? By manipulating people's minds to do what she wanted them to. Even though at some point she had lots of power and it was glamorous and lots of money, in the end, she was alone, left to rot in her own bed, wasn't she? Oh, Annie, I'm so sorry. Your mum lost her battle. She didn't make... My mum lost... I'm really sorry, my darling. I understand. I lost my husband 13 weeks ago, very, very suddenly. And I lost my mum and my nan within 3 months of each other, 12 years ago. So I'm really sorry, lovey. I'm really sorry for you. There's nothing I can say to make it better because it's not nothing I can say that will make it better. It'll hurt forever, but you do. It never goes away. Never goes away, the pain. But you learn to grow around it, You learn to grow around it and you learn to carry on because what else can you do? But if people tell you that it gets better with time, they lie. It doesn't get better. You just learn to cope with the pain. You learn to live with it. Changes you forever when you lose someone you love. I'm really sorry for your loss, darling. I hope you've got people around you and support. I know certainly for me, with Carl, my husband, not only my family and friends, but the book community was just exceptional, really exceptional. Still so many people contact me every day to see how I am. It's been beautiful to see the love and support from the community. So, if you need to talk to, if you need to direct message me, please do. I'm not going to say I'm the best person to do that with because I'm grieving myself at the moment, but no. Yes, thank you. He was lovely, my husband. When I used to do lives, he often used to walk in from work and forget I was on a live, so quite a few people, especially on the reading sprints I do, knew my husband. He was only 49. So, bless him. Yeah, I'm sure your fathers really do. It's difficult, losing a spouse is hard. It was just the two of us. We have no family near us. He was my carer because I'm disabled, and my whole life has stopped, really, if I'm honest. It's completely stopped, and I'm not really sure how to restart it, if I'm honest. But, we move because we have to, right? Life goes on, doesn't it? It does. And it feels awful because everybody around you still lives their life, and yours is just paused. I'm really sorry for your loss, my darling. And sorry about that. I don't really want to talk about the rest of the book now. It seems awful to do it now, but we will. What I found interesting about this book is how terribly abused and used these women were, manipulated, because they came from an environment where there was no love. So the first pretty man that showed any interest, they clung to them. Lenka did when she was Lenka before she became Baba Lenka, and so did Eva with Luke. Do you know? They clung to these men because they thought they were the one, and all of them were I'm pretty sure all of them were manipulated by the order to get them to come on side. So it was very, very sad, but I like the fact in the end she'd figured it out, and she knew she would turn on them all. And I would have loved to have seen that. And I did actually contact Sarah after I read it, and they did. The female role models did exactly the same. They were all kind of using and utilising the power that only she could wield, but she was so controlled. It's a strange question. What do I do for work? I am off work at the moment, but I do work, full time. The female models were just the same, and those watchers, the strange, like gaunt, old, hooded women who were doing all the chanting and the screeching. That was really weird, wasn't it? I mean, that scene when they took Lenka to meet her, I don't know if it was her great-grandmother, I can't remember now, to the crossroads, that whole ritual was horrific, wasn't it? I mean, really horrific. Because they basically forced her to eat the heart of her grandmother, or her great-grandmother, or whoever it was, Olga. And then they chopped Olga up. They decapitated her, they took her apart to make sure that everything went into Lenka. Do you know what I mean? It was horrifying. And what's your grandmother's name? Olga. Is it Olga? I love that name, Olga. I worked for a while in Russia teaching English as a foreign language, and my landlady was called Olga. She was lovely. So I love that name. It reminds me of her. It's such a cool name. But yeah, I think that I really enjoyed it. I hope you all enjoyed it. It is a bit more of the more extreme occult horror, and some of the scenes in it, as I said, were quite explicit and quite unnerving. The scene with her grandfather, a lot of people felt that was unnecessary, but I thought it lent into the fact that these women were really, really neglected and unloved, and they were just ground down until the offer of, that we can give you the world because only you can, then why wouldn't they do that after a lifetime of degradation and horror? And I'm no doubt that was all manipulated as well. I'm pretty sure her grandfather was manipulated. I mean, he was easy to manipulate because he was already an idiot, wasn't he? So, yeah. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. And as I said, I can't recommend the Tanner's Dell trilogy enough. Again, that's on Kindle Unlimited. Yeah, I think so. I think the incident as well, because that really just came out of nowhere, don't you think? I mean, he was obviously a horrific man, a horrible man, a violent, brutal man. But that it never showed any indication of having a kind of, other interests in it, had he, really? That kind of interest. So I think it came out of left field, and combined with the fact that her father was just so completely destroyed, and her mother was, already tormented by demons, and had told her the story, and I don't think any others ever got that side of it. So I think she had all the information. And yet she still went to that Luke because she still wanted love, right? And then when he turned on her, that's when she knew, right? That's when she knew. She was like, okay, I can play this game. I'll do the long game. I'll convince them for a year that I'm going to do it, and then I'm going to turn on them. And it makes you wonder, doesn't she, if she did actually sacrifice herself at the end. I wonder if before she did that, she made sure all of those demons that she could control were released on them. Because she was through, it was kind of hinted at, it was a devil or a demonic patriarch, and she could control demons via him, right? So I'm wondering if she would have released them all, and they would have just killed everyone in the room, right? So I would have liked to have seen that. And I did write to Sarah and say, I'd love to know how this went, Sarah. She says, how do you think it went? So I told her, and she went, well, maybe. I mean, it could be, couldn't it? It really did. She believed she could, she realised her power, right? She realised that she could do anything she wanted to, and nobody could stop her, really, because they needed her, right? She was needed, and they thought that they could manipulate her. I loved that ending. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed that ending. Yeah, me too. I'd have loved to have seen it turn into a bloodbath, at the end. I'd have loved that. That would have been great. But I'm glad you enjoyed it, Meals. I really am. What are you reading after Song of Achilles then, love? I mean, especially if you broke you, what are you going to read next? I'm actually reading a compilation anthology at the moment called Final Passenger, which has got not only the lovely Lee Kenny with the story, but I don't know if any of you follow horror TikTokers, BookTokers. There's a lovely girl called Kirsten she's called the Spine of Motherhood on here. She does horror reviews, and she's got a story. It's her first debut short story, and it's really, really good. I've got that, Broken Heart and Zombie Parts. I think I bought it because I like the cover. But after reading the back of it, you always buy because we like the cover, don't we? Let's be honest. But after I've read the back, I'm not sure it's my kind of thing. So, but it is Pride Month, isn't it? And that is definitely a queer book, so I might put it in to support that, I think. I also want to read Hell Followed With Us. Yeah, something a bit light. Yeah, it sounds like it could be fun, especially if the weather's going to turn. I don't know what it's like with all of you lot, but it's absolutely glorious here today. It's absolutely gorgeous. And there's I'm in Devon, by the way. It's sunny, but there's a lovely breeze. It's so good. I've been sitting outside reading. It's been really excellent. Yeah, I think you were the one who recommended that one to me, Mills. Elle followed with us. There's a second one now, isn't there? Pretty sure it's a purple and yellow cover, but it's such a beautiful cover. Oh, is it cold? It's cold up north. I'm so sorry. I'll send you a bit of nice weather, my darlings. I'll send you some nice sunshine up from Devon. So, yeah, it'll get warm. It'll get warm now. That's it. Sent it on. Oh, yeah, well, you're in the north as well, though, aren't you? So, you're in the North Mills, aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, it's really warm here, but there is a nice breeze. I'd say it wasn't, it's not, it's only like, sorry, that's the cat. 17 or 18 degrees. It's not massively hot, but it's just really lovely in the sunshine. The cats are outside sunbathing. Oh, it's supposed to be lovely down here. So you'll be, yeah, I mean, I'm in Devon, you're going to be a bit further south. So, yes, it is. I mean, it's not massively hot. It gets hotter and hotter next week till it gets to about 22 degrees by the end of next week. So, that's hot enough for me. What would you do if when you okay, so he said, yes, would go? Oh, you're talking about Lenka, Dylan. I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Would I, if I was in Eva's shoes, would I go? I'd have done exactly what she'd have done, actually. Yeah. Yeah, we're both pale. Oh, we're both pale skinned, Kelly. Yes. Very Celtic colouring. I have to be careful in the sun, otherwise my freckles come out. Yes, I would have done exactly what she'd have done. I would have done exactly what she'd have done. I'd have pretended to go along with it and then I'd have destroyed them all. Absolutely. Yeah, me too. People used to say to me, oh, well, eventually, thank you. I'm actually getting rid of the pink soon, but thank you. It's a bit weird today. I look like I'm going to take off. Look at this. Anyway. Thank you. Yes, I've got, it's just, I can't do anything with it. But yeah, it's going to, the colour's going to come out and, yeah, we'll see what happens, won't we? But somebody said to me once, you need to just, sit in the sun a bit and you'll go brown. I'm like, no, unless all the freckles on my body join together. That's the only way I'm going brown. I don't go brown, I'll go red, and then I'll blister, and then I'll burn, and then I'll go white again. That's it. There's no brown, unless I fake it with, fake tan. Somebody said to me once, you're very, people never notice, except in the summer, aren't you pale? I'm like, yeah, I am, yeah, I know. Oh, you're very pale, aren't you? I'm like, yes, but, I'm not going to have skin cancer, am I? If the pink's going, I know. Oh, you're very pale, aren't you? I'm like, yes, but, I'm not going to have skin cancer, am I? If the pink's going, yes, I'm stripping the pink out just because my hair, my husband loved pink hair. He used to call me Pink Princess. And so I kept it longer than I would have done because he loved it so much. So, and so it reminds me of him a little bit, so I'm going to change it. So I'm basically stripping the colour out. I'm going back to my original, which is white. It's completely, you can see. That's my natural colour, which is white underneath. So I'm going to go white and see if I like that. So we'll see. And then if I don't like it, I'll go another colour. Maybe purple. Or I don't know. Maybe blue. I don't know. Oh, look at my hair, man. It's crackers, isn't it? But it's in really poor condition. Probably because I've not been, grief makes you very ill. It takes a lot of, affects your body, affects you physically. So I've not been very well, really. And my hair's just brittle. It's just really dry and horrible. And so I'm going to strip it down and let it go I thought purple, maybe a lilac would look nice, you know. I thought so too, Kel. So I might do that. But to begin with, I need to just let it get a bit more healthy. Do you know what I mean? I've dyed my hair my whole life. I was originally blonde and I hated being blonde. So I had it black for most of my life, my hair. And then I went back to blonde when I couldn't, get the black on quick enough. And so it's been every colour. I had a black and red Mohican at one time. No, green and red Mohican at one point. I had what was it called? Not the Human League in the 80s. Where it was really long fringe and then shaved all the way around. I had a skinhead for a while. I had a quiff. Obviously had a mullet. And so it's been every kind of style and every kind of colour. And so, yeah, but, I just thought I just need to get my hair healthy again. So I need to get rid of the colour and just give it some good treatments. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be weird because I've been pink for a long time and I've certainly been pink since I've been on this platform. And but time to change. Time to change. I could do black and green. See, black and green in your Beetlejuice. Yeah, I don't know if I could do black anymore. I was black for about 30 years, but I had black hair for 30 years. So, but I might, I don't know if green would make me look ill. So I'm thinking more like lilac or like a blue, like a light blue maybe. Like a blue ring or purple ring. I'm of that age, really. Do you know what I mean? I'm in my 50s. So perhaps that's why I know that's about time, isn't it? Purple and blue rinses. So yeah, it's going to be white for a little while till I can get into good condition, and then we'll see what I feel like. I might go all different colours. I might do a mermaid colour, or I might really love it white, and just put different colour chalks in every now and then, just to, you know what I mean? That's the problem, isn't it, with colours? It's kind of like I don't really want to commit to one, I don't think. So, but I do love like semi-permanent dyes. So, thank you, Marla. Thank you. I just need this in bad condition. I need to get rid of the colour and look after my natural hair for a minute. And yes, I was thinking I might just put streaks of semi-permanent in it, you know what I mean? So, but to begin with, I need to get in good condition and I need to get all the chemicals out of my hair. They've been in for 40 years, since I was a teenager. Yes, did you get really orange hands? It looks like you've got like... So I used to get that too, darling, when I used to do fake tan, when I was dancing when I was younger. I was a dancer when I was younger. And we used to have to fake tan, I think strictly. But you used to have to do it with mitts in those days. There was no spray cabinets. And you know what I mean? And so we always used to have to wear gloves for a couple of days after because you'd have bright orange hands. Yeah. That's the only problem, isn't it? I've got a lovely little hairdresser who comes out. Well, she's not little, she's taller than me. Mind you, I'm only 5'3". Red's awful, looks like you've killed someone. It does, doesn't it? It looks like you've committed a crime. And it gets everywhere over the bathroom. It looks like a crime scene. I've got a lovely hairdresser called Anita who comes out. She's a local woman and she's semi-retired now, but she comes and does my hair for me because I can't. I'm disabled, I'm not sure if people are aware, but I can't lift my arms for long. And so she comes out and does it for me about once every 8 weeks. She cuts it and dyes it for me. Yeah, think of all the strange colours we've had in our hairs. Anyway, that's enough for me wittering on, innit, really? Do you know what I mean? I just think it's lovely to see everybody. Thank you so much, everybody, for popping on and saying hello. And I'm really glad you enjoyed Lenka. And the June one is Cold Retreat by Jim Ody. I haven't downloaded it yet, but it's a female rage story. If you love female rage and revenge, it's a goodie. And Jim is adorable. And he will be in Birmingham at the Indie Horror Chapter Book Convention on the 24th of August. If any of you are coming, you can meet Jim. He's an absolute sweetheart. And he contacts me every week to check I'm okay. He's such a sweet man. So that'll be the June book, and I'll be talking about that at the end of June. And just so you know, I'll be starting probably next Friday. I don't know if any of you have YouTube, but I have a YouTube channel, and I'll be doing reading and writing sprints on Fridays from next Friday. Hopefully, maybe the Friday after, I haven't decided yet. From about 5 till 8 over there on the YouTube channel. So if anybody wants to join in, and if it goes well, I might then come over here and do it here. But I know there's quite a lot of reading sprints on here, so I don't want to overload people. And so anyway, my loves, I hope you all have a beautiful evening. I'll send you the nice weather. Thank you all for being so kind. Annie, all my love to you and your dad. I know it's a really hard time at the moment, but just do the best you can, my love. Do the best you can. That's all we can do. I do the best I can every day. And yes, bye-bye, girl. Bye, Mills. Thank you for joining in, and I'll speak to you all soon. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.